And I strongly believe that in India, print is going to live for another 10-20 years. Our system of reading is stylized like that. Early morning with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, you prefer half a newspaper in your hand and then read the headlines. Though you might have seen those headlines on your television screens the day before you going to bed, and then early morning still you feel that you must read those headlines and then discuss on the news which is there and get an analytical observation from the viewpoint of an editor, an experienced editor for that matter. Further, your inclinations to these segments of the news is again getting hook you to the newspapers. I do agree that the consumption of news through the delivery systems, the multiple delivery systems, is really getting into the young generation. Many people used to tell me that the young generation don't even look at the newspapers. But when I observe, it is not really true. They used to get into the news in newspapers also if they are really are hooked to it by the way it is being presented by the newspapers. The headlines, for that matter, if it is impressive, I'm sure the youngster is also keen to just pick up the paper and just read it. Then it makes sense if the interesting headline takes you to the intro, then to the news story. I have seen many youngsters doing this, though they are very keen to switch to their mobile phones immediately and check for more details on that particular subject or a story. Then there, as print media has its own limitations of coming out once in a day, you have to have always to take the help of digital media, wherein the news consumption can be moved to another media like handheld devices, for that matter, digitally sound segments wherein you can elaborate that news which you have introduced in print. Many newspapers in India are now trying to adopt the digital first scenario, the segmentation of taking content to multi-level, multi-layer mediums. I think that's really going to help. But take it from me that print is not going to die for the next 10 years, 20 years.